Okay, today we're going to be looking at the Sony BDV-N590. It's a 5.1 3D Blu-ray home cinema system with built-in Wi-Fi and a ton of smart TV functionality. Okay, so first things first, we have the all-important speaker cable. Now, there's nothing too exciting to say about this other than to mention it does have a proprietary connection at one end which connects to the main unit. So should you be desperate to change it for your own speaker cable, as with most home cinema systems, you can't. You have to use this cable. We have the pretty much now ubiquitous iPod dock. It's made for iPod and iPhone. Just connects via USB to the main unit. And there's also a composite video out on the back, so you can play videos directly from your iDevice. Next is the remote control. This is pretty standard as Sony remotes go. It's got the home button, it's got a nice new button which takes you straight to the Sony Entertainment Network, which is the internet content portal, but otherwise a pretty bog standard remote control. So we also have the manuals and a nice quick start guide. Okay, next we have the main unit, which is actually quite heavy. So there you go. So Sony have actually done something a bit different for its home cinema systems, and when I say a bit different, it's basically copied the PS3. So it's a very PlayStation-esque design with some nice curves, and it's got a side loading disc tray there. So in fact it's not a tray, it's just a slot, so the discs just slot in on the side there. So that's worth bearing in mind. If we turn it round, you can see the connections on the back. So you've got the dedicated speaker terminals here. Obviously your TV antenna can go through. A standard stereo audio input, optical digital out. Then the HDMIs, you've got two HDMI inputs and one HDMI out. The two inputs is very handy, so that means you can run, say, a games console through the main unit. And then you also have a composite video out, and finally a USB connection for connecting a hard disk or a USB stick, and also an Ethernet connection. Now this is Wi-Fi enabled too, so if you'd rather for a neater solution, you can of course just use the integrated Wi-Fi. There's also a little display, you can't really make it out here, but obviously when it's on, you've got a little red LED display just beneath the chassis here, so you can see what you're doing. Okay, next we have the speakers. So first up there is a dedicated center channel, which is nice and slim, looks pretty smart. Little foot just to stand it on, bog standard bare wire speaker cable there, very nice. Then you also have four speakers which look like this. Pretty smart, kind of tapered design, sits on a little pedestal foot there. And this is actually quite clever. There's a little screw just hidden in the back here. You can unscrew that and this will slide out, rotate and turn into a wall mount. So if you wanted to whack them on the walls, you can do that. And obviously you get four satellite speakers, front, left and right, and back, left and right. And last but not least, you also get the subwoofer, which is surprisingly heavy when lifted with one hand. And here it is, very smart it is too. Unlike some home cinema systems, there's no chipboard in sight, just a little Sony logo on the top. It's a passive speaker, so it doesn't need power, it just connects to the main unit like any other speaker. And one more thing is the calibration mic, which is a stereo mic this year, so two speakers, just connects into the front of the main unit, plonk this in your seating position, and it will work out the speaker distances and levels. So that's the Sony BDV-N590 home cinema system. Check back to whathifi.com for the full review.